So I set myself a challenge. I wanted to see that if a deck built all of one cost cards could be competitive. Only playing one cost cards means that our characters will be severely underpowered just by the nature of one cost cards being, well, rather weak. Another drawback is all the one cost songs are rubbish, so we have no access to songs whatsoever. Now I knew instantly that one of our colours had to be Steel, because Steel has some of the best one drops in the game, like Challenger Captain Hook, who will be our only form of real offensive pressure. Steel also gives us access to Fire the Cannons and Triton's Decree, some of the only methods of board control that we really have. Not only that though, but Steel has access to Sphere for some easy draw power and Bodyguard, which is kind of cool, but also Last Cannon, which gives us some strength. Our other colour is going to be Sapphire. The Sapphire has a whole treasure trove of real cheap draw power, from Develop Your Brain, Nothing to Hide and Porpsicle, as well as Gleam as a cheeky way to get some extra lore. Sapphire also gives us access to our only shift character. Yep, this Olaf. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Shay, that's cheating. That has a 3 cost, not a 1 cost. I hear you. However, you can shift him into play just by discarding an item, meaning no ink was used. So I'm going to be cheeky and let myself off that one. This Olaf has some sort of support ability where it can give his strength to other people, but it's also our only 2 lore card in the deck. So it's very important. All the other characters are just some 1/3 menaces just to try and absorb some damage, but we have got 4 Captain Hook and 4 of the goons to help us out as well. Enough of that, and make sure to subscribe if you want some more fun Lorcana videos, because I like making them, but that subscriber number ain't very high, so let's pump it up, baby. Okay, so here we go with some 1 cost character gameplay, and I'm very excited to get this started. I'm of course playing with my girlfriend on the right. She is playing Steel songs, and it's quite a fun little list. As you can see, we have 4 copies of the Mob song, and we got some copies of the Shift Metal Aerial, just because, you know, she wanted to have some fun stuff in the deck, and who am I to say no, you know what I mean? So we also have a 4/4 line of the Amber Mulan, so when you quest, look at the top card of your deck, and if it's a song, you get to play it for free. So in a dreamer scenario, you can grab Mob song off that, and you are, you know, well, having a fun time. And let me tell you, if you was to rip a Mob song against this deck, that is as close to a board wipe as you can get. So I was actually struggling on what to mulligan there, only the 1, which is quite tough. Now it's really interesting playing a 1 cost only deck, because you can really operate off like 1 or 2 ink. Well, 2 ink is like, you know, 3 ink, you can play 3 things. So it really makes for an interesting way to play, where you can literally only, you can like play at 2 ink and just play out the rest of the game, which is kind of nice. So we do have our, well, I say our optimal lead, but one of our optimal leads in that far Lee, that 1 strength, 3 will power, 1 Laura, backbone of the deck. Let me tell you, our opponent leads with 1 copy of the Cinderella Ballroom Sensation, which is very good. That means we're under immediate pressure straight away, by the way, of cards like Let the Storm Rage On or anything like this. Now, we do start our turn with a Porpsicle, and we get to draw 1 right there. Very good. Now, we can actually use the Porpsicle to heal as well. Not that that's going to come up. We are going to ink a Last Cannon to play a Triton's Decree, baby. Now, this is a cool card. Gets around ward. Your opponent has to put 2 damage on one of their characters, which means that Ballroom Sensation is not long for this world. And then we get a cheeky lore in as well. We are on the board. Over to our opponent. Can't quite see what's in the hand. Something is getting sent to the inkwell. Didn't quite manage to see it there. For a Sleepy Flute. Okay, that means we have another turn of questing. Now, this is... now, I'll be honest. This is what the 1 cost deck needs. We need our opponent to have a slow start, so we can just try and get as many characters into play as possible. Farley brings her sister out. There we go. Or the clone, or, you know, the traced copy, since these are drawings. I don't know. Let's get another one out, though. And we do get a Simba as well. Now, that Simba lets us draw a card and then discard a card, which is very nice. Then let's get through our deck. And then we get a free quest for 1 as well. Look at little 1 cost army go. And this is the cool thing. We didn't really need to ink that turn, because we can afford to play off 2 actions. So it's actually really entertaining. And it makes you want to try building a deck. Maybe with like only goes up to like 3 cost. Because then once you get to that 3 cost, if you can have like some good draw power on board, it means you can just play a lot more resources in the mid to late game. Our opponent is going to ink a card and then get Mulan into play. Now, that is a 3 willpower 2 lore character. And we have to make sure that our opponent can't get the big Mulan into play, because if she rips something off that, we're in trouble. I'm going to start our turn off though with nothing to hide, and there is the shift Mulan in hand. You can see it. And then along came Zeus and an Ariel as well. So that is interesting. We've got 1 ink to play with yet so far. It looks like we are going to, what we're going to do here, just debating. Everyone can quest, so you can go up to 5 lore this turn if you wanted. But it looks like I want to ink something. I think that's a shift Olaf, because we... Oh no, it's the baby Olaf. Let's go, a little 1-cost support geezer. He has 1 strength, 2 willpower, not very good. Now I think I'm just deciding, realistically, what do I do this turn? So that's both our ink used. And it looks like we're just going to quest. So quest. I think I was debating whether to try and go after that Mulan, or do I just quest and get Olaf down? And I think I'll end up prioritizing Olaf, because I think the shift Olaf is in our hand as well. Over to our opponent. Now we know there's a shift Mulan. We know that, so she can definitely get that into play. I think there was along came Zeus, which, to be honest, is a bit overkill against us, but you know, it would get the banish on any one of our characters. And full spoiler, I have actually played this deck against my girlfriend before, so she does know what we have available to us. So we do have to. So she does know that you know, Olaf is our only shift. So she might want to try and target that down if she can. It's like debating on what to do here. I'm not sure. I think that area, metal area, is inkable. So I know if that was me, I'd definitely be getting that sent to the inkwell, because it's not necessary right now. It looks like we're going to see a second Sleepy Flute. Okay, so that's 2. What is the shift cost on that Mulan? Oh, it is 2. Okay, so here you go. Quest for 2. 1, 2. Do we get a song? Could be a mob song. Oh, it's a Rapunzel. Okay. Whoo-wee. I got a bit dicey there. A bit scary, huh? Okay. Let's see what we can do now. There's no song activation, so we cannot use Sleepy Flute. That would have been quite fun if you ripped the song off Mulan and then get the double Sleepy Flute activation as well. That would have been stuff of dreams. So let's see what we can do here. Now, I think we have a Gleam. We have a baby Olaf as well, but we are going to see a fire cannon to start the turn off. That's 2 damage on that Mulan, and I think this is actually why I waited. I think I had the resources to actually get rid of this Mulan, but I wanted to wait for it to become a shift Mulan, just so we can remove it from play. So instead of getting rid of the baby one, which could then just see the big one come into play next turn. So that was my thinking there. And it looks like we are going to see a quest for 4 now. That goon shouldn't be able to quest. I do catch it. Don't worry. I do take that lore off, so we should be on 8. So we are in a pretty... I mean, we're in a good position, but like I said, hey, crazy things can happen. Grab your sword would just be, well, devastated. So would Mob Song. So there we go, back down to 8 lore there. So well, I have to constantly be scared playing against Steel Song, even though it did look like our opponent's hand wasn't really the greatest. So maybe we've got a little bit of wiggle room, but we can't get too ahead of ourselves. We have only got a 1-card hand. Our draw power isn't that good in this deck. We do play, you know, Porpsicle. We do play Develop Your Brain. We do play Nothing to Hide. We do play Force Sphere. Oh, there's along comes Zeus. And let's see what our opponent targets. Now, I think Olaf is probably the correct option. Or the goons. Olaf does obviously prevent us from getting shift Olaf out if we're going by the spirit of the game, since we can't play more than 1 ink. And our opponent just get double Sleepy Flute activation. So actually not a little bad turn from them. We do start the turn off with a Porpsicle though, draw 1. What is that? It's like a Scepter of Ariandel. Don't really need that. I think that's what's getting sent to the inkwell. That's just there. So as we do get another Olaf down, and we are going to play Gleam, making our play mat look nice and clean. We're going to clean that off. Now I think I was getting worried if the 10 ink lore, I should say, would be the max, because it looked like we had a little crown on there. First time using that app, but it looks like we are We are doing fine. 13 lore. Come on. Farley, the goons, Farley and Olaf. My opponent is on the ropes. She's in trouble. She's in trouble. But you never know. Grab your sword. Even Shift Cinderella would be quite scary. At this moment in time. There's a lot of stuff that Still Song can do, realistically. Rapunzel, however, that's not something we're terribly scared of, you know. With that Gleam and Glow, you like to see that to heal some damage, and then you can, you know, draw some cards. As it's coming down now as a 4-cost, 5 willpower though, so chances are we ain't going to be touching that. All we want to do now is just try and get to that 20 lore as quick as possible. Our little army of 1-cost minions, the goons! Come on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 17. Get us up, get us up, get us up. Little 1-cost army, look at them go. I feel so attached to this deck, honestly. It took me a long time to build this list. You know, it took me a while, a lot of games, a lot of practice. But it looks like we might be able to get the dub here. I don't think our opponent can realistically do anything right now. She's on the ropes. Just get to top deck. Whoops. Looked like a smash, but I don't think it is. I didn't see what that was. But I think we've only seen 3 lore. Our opponent needs to get rid of what? 1, 2, 3. 2 characters this turn. Or use some way to remove lore. But Rapunzel, quest for 2. So I think that means our 1-cost deck is victorious. All I need to do is quest, but I think there was something fun I wanted to do, and nope, we're just going to get the Olaf down, and there we go. So we did it! The 1-cost deck! We got a dub with it, let's go. Now, is this deck super competitive? Probably not. Is it fun? Definitely. So why don't you in the comments think about what other 1-cost deck list you can make, and what color combinations there are, and because I would love to have a look at them with you. Thanks for watching. If you like the video and consider subscribing for me, please. Let's get ourselves to 1K, shall we, baby?